Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Are we standing or are we sitting down? Sitting down? All right.
We old people, you know, not easy. Especially in a beer business, being old is not easy.
Where do you have these bags?
Yeah, we have it somewhere.
Okay, so this is going to be in English, so I hope all of you can speak English. If not, then you will have to deal with it. Maybe there will be subtitles later added on. So, with me we have Lauris from Genys Brewery, from Kaunas, from Lithuania. First question is, we've already talked before this conversation, and you said that this beer festival in Warsaw is, in your opinion, one of the greatest in Europe. That's what you said to me. So, why is it that? And generally, how many beer festivals have you been to, both as just a participant and as just a visitor? And what makes this Warsaw Beer Festival, 17th Warsaw Beer Festival, 10th anniversary Warsaw Beer Festival, so special for you?
First of all, I would like to say what we already been to Warsaw as a visitors, because a lot of people from Lithuania are coming here just to have fun. And it's pretty usual, you know, for us to go to a festival. I've been here like 5 times at least, and some of my colleagues been even more, and some, like our brewer Jonas, been to a first one.
So the first one 10 years ago,
yes,
really?
Yes.
Wow.
So we already know the festival, and this one is absolutely very special, because I see, first of all, way much more people, which is also probably a landmark, right?
Yeah, it's usually almost 20,000 people here, 15, 16, 17,000 people usually.
Yeah, but it's like 16 and 20, it's a big difference. Maybe in Poland it's not, but in Lithuania it is.
Okay, so we hope that this 10th anniversary will in fact be closer to 20.
I hope so, and in general the vibe is very good. And also it makes very special for us to have a stand here, and we are presenting our beers for the first time. And it's a big honor for us to be here and to participate. And even being for us the biggest craft brewery in the country, it's not so easy to get to some festivals which is like mainly orientated to the local breweries. And I would say, okay, in Poland you have amazing craft beer scene. It's a big country, a lot of breweries and so on. But for us, you know, to being part of it is very special. And answering to your question about how many festivals we've been to and how many festivals we visited, it's a lot. I mean, I can't tell you the number, but it's
still
not...
this one is magical.
It is magical. And few things about it. First of all, the location. It's very nice.
So do you like the stadium?
I like the stadium. I like everything in here, and you have many floors. That's also very special. And talking about stadium in general, we're going to talk about it. I used to be a DJ back in the day. I'm still a DJ, because people say when you're born DJ, you die DJ. So
okay.
You can be ex-DJ. So I'm going to DJ tonight at 9 o'clock in a stadium.
Exactly. So everyone's invited. 9 o'clock. Where exactly on the stadium?
Yeah, it's down there. There is a DJ stage.
On the field or the DJ stand? Okay.
Yeah.
So 9 o'clock today, Lauris will be the DJ at the stadium. So please come and listen. Are you going to have some Lithuanian music with you or just international?
I have some Polish with me, at least one.
Oh, really? Which one?
It's very important to say what I'm going to DJ only vinyls. It's not CDs, not USB or nothing like that. It's just the records, what I'm going to play. And yeah,
old school, good.
It is absolutely old school, but it's the real shit, you know.
It's the real shit, I know. So that's really makes it even more interesting. But I'm really interested. What Polish music do you have? Because you have Polish music.
I would like to keep it as a surprise for you.
Okay, I hope this is not Zenek Martyniuk.
No, and not Czerwone Gitary.
Okay, czerwone gitary are fine. I like them. It's my mom's favorite singer.
I can imagine that.
All right, let's go back to beer then. Okay, so one of the beers that you brought here to Warsaw is in fact grodziskie in the imperial version. First of all, why did you choose this style to brew? Second of all, did you have this beer before the festival, or was it brewed specially for the festival? And why imperial and not the classic 3% one?
Well, first of all, so yes, it was brewed especially for a festival, and it's available only in a festival and very limited amount. We're still gonna have it for sale, but we wanted to do a Lithuanian take on a classic Polish style. So if we do the same beer like you guys doing, what's the point? So we improvised a little bit. We used champagne yeast. It's not so peated. It's very clean, and it's 6 ABV, which just makes it way much stronger. And it's not so, how to say, not so peated, and it's way much more balanced, in my opinion, to the new take, to the new world, because Grodziskie is an old style, so it's like hundreds of years. And yeah, so it's totally different. And we are getting very mixed opinions about it. Some people just love it, and some people just say, it's something different, and so on. That's what we wanted to do, because, you know, when you have different opinions, mixed opinions, so it means a lot of attention. So
Yeah, so I mean, I am enjoying it. You know, I asked you for this beer because I really enjoy it. Of course, it's not the classic Grodziskie style; it's your interpretation, but you have all the right to this interpretation. Now, in Lithuania, you in fact have, I just recalled, this special kind of farmhouse yeast, which you can use just like Norwegians have the kveik. You have, I don't remember the name, it's in Lithuanian. You have the farmhouse yeast. Have you ever experimented with the farmhouse Lithuanian wild yeast?
not yet, but we are coming to that. And in general, talking about yeast, I am a very bad guy to talk about it because our brewer Jonas is here. Jonas, raise your hand. Yes, that's Jonas.
There's
so he's
Jonas.
The brewer. I just guy who runs the company and owns part of it. And yeah, so he would be able to tell more about it. But in general, when we started 8 years ago, it was a lot of farmhouse breweries, and it was not a real craft breweries which have a new take, new school on that. So we consider our brewery to be like absolutely new school and going that way. You know, what we are trying to do something which is not so classic, or at least interpretations with classic stuff. But yeah, yeast thing is always interesting, and we did some crazy stuff with yeast. One of the craziest collaborations we ever did, it was yeast taken from the bees. It was propagated after in laboratory, and it was made by Danish guy. The brewery is called Munkebo. So we did collaboration with this yeast and so on. So yeast is very interesting, but I would say it's also very dangerous, because when you put some ingredients, so that's all right. But when you experiment with yeast, you never know an outcome, especially first times.
Yeah, because there's a saying in the beer industry, right, that the brewer, just like Jonas, the brewer makes the wort, but then the yeast makes the beer.
Does the job, yeah, exactly. Absolutely agree with you, Arthur.
Great. So apart from Grodziskie, what else did you bring? I heard, where is Kasia? There is Kasia. Kasia said that you have mango gelato, her favorite. Look,
Thank you, Kasia.
She's sending you a heart.
You don't know, but I was recommending it on the stage, and people seriously were coming to me and asking, where can we find it? So I made a good advertisement.
So my question about it is, because of course the gelato style was made famous in Poland by Funky Fluid, and also I know it's very popular abroad in the West. Were you also inspired by Funky Fluid's gelato, or did you invent this independently? Did you try it before, or was it just like your invention totally?
Which answer do you want to hear? Of course, it was Funky Fluid what inspired us. We have a great beers. But you know, gelato style is very popular. In general, I would say we have an ice cream revival going on in Lithuania, which is not... I'm not a bit ice cream guy, to be honest.
You're not the ice cream man?
No.
You know the song, I'm the ice cream man?
Of course I do. So yeah, but talking about that, I'm not a bit ice cream guy, but we have few spots, especially in Kaunas now, that Italians opened, and it's such a good ice cream, really. So it was kind of a mixture of influence. So Funky Fluid, and of course with new spots in our city, what it just makes very, very nice. And talking about gelato, yeah, we have mango gelato, and our stand is like 100 meters, not 100, like 57 meters away.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
So if you look there, you can find them.
yeah, absolutely, you're gonna find it. And talking about other beers, so one of the exclusives what we also have, it's a beer what we brewed especially for the place that's called Holy Donut. It's a brunch place. We have 6 restaurants in the country, and we did mimosa sour. So it's like breakfast beer. I know what it's like, you know, breakfast stout.
Okay, exactly. That's what I want to ask. Because if you say breakfast beer, my first association is a breakfast stout with a lot of cereal, oatmeal, blah, blah, blah. But this is, in fact, a sour ale. So why do you call it a breakfast beer, and what makes it special?
Okay, we call it brunch beer then, which is like always, you know, on Saturdays probably you don't have breakfast, especially if you're in a beer industry, right? You agree with me?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, so you're having a brunch, and I'm a big sleeper. I like to sleep in general a lot, and I'm having really, you know, like 9, 8, 10 hours, it's perfect sleep for me. So when I'm waking up on weekends, usually having a brunch, it's mimosa what you drink. So it's our take on mimosa style, on a cocktail style. And yeah, so it's mimosa sour, what you definitely guys have to try. It's a pretty exclusive beer. It's very interesting as well.
Can you share the ingredients? Why is it called?
No.
No, okay. Okay, no secrets revealed. Just go and taste Mimosa Sour Style by Genys to their stand. Okay, great.
Okay, and talking about our beers, answering to your question, we have very interesting, also talking about fruity beers now. So we have... yeah?
Empty glass, sorry.
Yeah, so it's you got an empty glass, so he couldn't watch it. So I'll represent that beer later. But it's so talking about fruity beers, so we also have milkshake ale, which is not IPA. It's absolutely different beer what we have, and we would say we kind of reinvented the style, or maybe invented it. I'm not sure. I haven't checked it. I haven't seen any milkshake ale.
Yeah, so in Poland, milkshake IPAs, of course, it's different. Used to be popular, like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. But then they somehow disappeared because people started just drinking a lot of hazy IPAs, New England IPAs. And for people who love lactose and so on, usually they started drinking fruity sours. Yeah.
Yeah, and also talking about lacto, you know, it's lactose. It's interesting because we're experimenting with that. And we decided at some point to change lacto to the...
Maltodextrin?
No. One more
what?
guess.
Okay, no guess.
Actually, it's erythritol. It's natural sweetener.
Erythritol.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's way much more healthier, and especially it goes for those people who are like lactose intolerant and so on.
So this beer is vegan?
No, vegan beer is mango gelato.
Okay.
So we're thinking about changing our milkshake ale to that as well. It's still this batch what you have now. So it's still with lacto. But in general, what I'm saying, what we're trying to experiment, you know, with all the sweeteners and so on. I am not a big fan of sugar. I mean, I like sweet things, but I hate sugar. You know what sugar does to your body, so it's like no summer for you.
No, but exactly, you know, for example, I hate sugar, and I was raised without sugar. So when I was a kid, my mom gave me tea without sugar. So right now, everything is too sweet for me. So that's why I am not a big fan of the gelato style. So I understand people love it. I understand why they love it. Not my style, but, you know, just like people don't like black IPAs, and I love it. So yeah, I totally understand it. I want to ask you another question, because Łukasz, who was supposed to be here with us, also greetings to him. He told me that, in fact, you have some very strict alcohol laws and regulations in Lithuania. And you have to be like 20 or 21 to buy alcohol, right?
So that's absolutely crazy thing what just happened, and it's very hard to believe, because when I'm trying to tell it someone like from Poland or from some other countries, they just think, what, oh, it's a fairy tale. I mean, it's like, it's not real. It can be. But alcohol advertisement is absolutely forbidden in our country. What does it mean?
Exactly, because, for example, you cannot even advertise alcohol on Facebook, right? Because I tried to target, when I had a brewery, I tried to target some ads at Lithuania, and it said no, rejected, right?
Yeah, it's like Saudi Arabia now, so
Yeah.
something like that.
So you say Lithuania is like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and like Norway, it's 2 countries in Europe that have that strict law, and it's like it's already common for us to pay a fine like 3,000 euros each year, to government because we did something wrong. And talking about our Facebook, of course, we do have a Facebook, but we have to write it in English or in some other foreign language because we are not allowed to use our native language because otherwise we treat it what is going to be advertisement in our country. So it's very bad. It's very hard to understand when you're somewhere from abroad. But like when I see a festival like that and promotion, and we just saw a big festival advertisement in a city center, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right on the main street, there is this biggest Warsaw Beer Festival ad hanging on a building. So it would be impossible in
It would be impossible, and it's our logo on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like wow, we like taking pictures like Japanese tourists of that, like from all the corners.
Okay, so but you have beer festivals in Lithuania, right?
We do have. So beer festival is not a beer advertisement; it's a festival advertisement.
Okay,
so
but are there
easier.
advertisements of beer festivals?
Yeah, but it can be outdoors. That's for
Okay.
sure. I mean, you can advertise a beer festival. You can advertise, non-alcoholic beer, which is a big new trend, and it's very crazy.
So in the past we had this law in like 90s in Poland that we couldn't advertise alcohol or beer on TV. So we had, and it's now a meme. We had it like this is a great beer, non-alcoholic. So probably it's the same thing happening in your country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have our special Facebook and Instagram page, which says that it's Genys Brewing, and it's non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
And that's in Lithuanian, So it's a very crazy law, but we have to survive, It's, kind of a war situation with a government that we're having
Yeah,
now.
okay, let's dive deeper into it because I'm really interested in such stuff because I really hate when government tells me what to do. So what about selling alcohol? Are there any limits, for example, hours when the shops are open, when you can sell beer? Are there like numeric limits for, I don't know, square meters or something like that? Is it like normal to open a shop and sell beer in Lithuania, or do you have to have some strange permissions and so on?
So the first one I have to answer your question, what you asked before. So you legally can consume beer in Lithuania only when you are 20 years old. So it's similar to USA. Like you can go to army, you can do a porno tape, but you can't drink beer.
Yeah, so basically the government can send you abroad to kill people, but you cannot legally drink beer.
Absolutely. So it's absolutely crazy, but shit happens, and we're surviving on that. But talking about other regulations, the most weird one is like really perversion, but you can buy beer only till 3 o'clock in a supermarket on Sunday. So Sunday, after the church, you can do it. Later, no.
So people go to church, then after the church, they go to a beer shop, they buy beer, they go home, they drink beer.
Exactly, but it's probably, like trying... I mean, this law is so crazy, and we try to understand why it's so. So we only take what we can imagine, what is no hangover on Monday, and we have to be in work, something like that.
I know, but you know what's really unfortunate? That our politicians, if they are here around, they treat it as an instruction manual, and they will try to do it the same here.
Are we going to talk about politics in Poland now?
No.
What about president?
No, let's not talk about presidents or politicians. Let's talk about beer. Okay, so I also heard that you, in fact, have made some cooperations with Polish breweries. Is that true?
That's absolutely true.
Which ones?
Okay, so we had 3 collaborations with Polish breweries. It's not 3 collaborations, it's 3 breweries what we actually have collaboration with. So it's a Kingpin, it's Nepomucen, and it's a Rock Mill. So we did collaborations with those guys, and we still have some beers from Nepomucen collaboration in our stand as well.
What style is it?
Nepomucen is pastry sour. Rock Mill is it's also sour, but and we have
Sour like life in Poland.
like in Lithuania with our laws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a Lithuanian guy come to a brewery and they decide what to brew together. Oh, what is life in Lithuania? Oh, what is life in Poland? Yeah, we have to make a sour.
Ogrodzickie.
Oh, grodziskie, because it's smoked.
So smoked sour. Actually, it's a new beer what we have to make together, you know?
Yeah,
Some
smoked
people-
sour.
yeah.
I mean, smoked sour is great. I have made smoked sour in my life before, and it's really great.
And we have to invite Czerwony Penguin for that to make some peppers on it.
Exactly. All right, great. So, in fact, we have a surprise, right, for all of you, and the surprise is right now, because I've done talking. We've talked a lot here on the stage, but in fact, this is now your chance to talk. And if you have a question about beer in Lithuania, about Genys Brewing, about Lauris, about anything, about Grodziskie, the Imperial Grodziskie, which is really good, then in fact you will get a souvenir from Genys Brewery. So who would like to get a souvenir from Genys Brewery and come on stage and ask a question?
Actually, it's, you ask it and everyone is shy. We have guys infiltrated into the audience, and we have some special prize for you. All you have to do is just come on a stage, ask one simple question, and you'll get a prize. That's simple as that. Please don't hesitate.
There's no catch, really. Or I can just, can you hold my beer, please? Yeah, I can just
Literally, hold your beer.
go. I can just go. I can just take it. I can just go, and I will give the microphone to somebody to ask a question. I know I'm out of frame. I'm sorry.
My question would be, are there any plans for like a collaboration between Polish brewery and like Genys Brewery to do like mainstream beers, like to sell to stores and like that kind of thing? Or is it just like for festivals, reserved that kind of thing?
Thank you so much. The prize goes to this gentleman. Big applause.
Big applause, really. Don't be shy.
Yeah,
So, Lauris, can you answer?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for the question. In general, you know how it goes. Firstly, in a business, you have to deal with importers first. Because breweries, it's easy. We could do collaborations, but we have someone to import it. So I hope we're going to find an importer and we're going to fix the contracts, after this festival. So after that, we open for everything. I mean, one of the things what you have to know about Genys Brewery, we are absolutely open for everything. And every questions, every proposals that comes, even for the small breweries, either it's a bigger one, we are discussing that, and we usually say yes. We are like very yes brewery. So answering to that, yes, we would go for that if someone would offer me.
So, there is a chance. There is a chance. Thank you. By the way, what is the volume of beer that you make, like one batch?
It's 2,000 liters.
2,000 liters. And do you have cans?
Yes, we do kegging. Actually, it's a full batch. It's double because our fermenters is 4,000 liters. So it's 2,000 brew house, and yeah, it's 4,000. And it really depends, sometimes we do very limited beers, which could be under 1,000 liters, but the normal batch is 4,000.
Do you do any barrel aging?
Yes, we do barrel aging program going on continuously, and we have 3 barrel aged beers. One of our very interesting beers what we have to try, I'm not sure it's still left because I guess it's sold out, but maybe still few bottles. We did an official collaboration with a Teeling whiskey, which is one of the rising stars of Irish whiskies. It's a craft distillery, independent distillery, and it's a very interesting project. Why? Because they brought us barrels.
Yeah.
We fill in with a Baltic porter, and after those barrels being used aging whiskey, so it not only beer was released, also a whiskey was released by Teeling. It's unlimited.
So it's
release.
similar like Jameson did with IPA and stout.
Yeah, something like that. It's just a little lower scale.
Yeah, so because Jameson is a big company, right? So this is more on a craft beer scale, craft beer level. So
Yeah.
that's great. So we in fact have a beer which was aged in whiskey barrels and then whiskey aged in beer whiskey
Yeah,
barrels.
and it's official collaboration. They released a whiskey with Genys.
Yeah, because this is very interesting. Because usually when brewers just put beer into barrels, it's not a cooperation. It's just, you buy barrels and you put beer in there. But if this is like the official cooperation between a brewery and a distillery, that's something new, something great. So yeah, keeping my fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, so we already actually did it for a few times, and whiskey was sold out immediately. It's sold only for Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. But whiskey this time, it's amazing. Actually, one fun fact to mention, I was in a whiskey business before beer, and my career goes like that. I used to be a DJ and event promoter after we started first whiskey bars in a country, and it was a very interesting project actually, which was going on for 5 years, and after I just moved to a beer. And yeah, so having this whiskey released officially, it's totally next level. Because buying barrels, what we also do, and we just buying rum barrels, and yeah, so we still have some rum barrels aged beer for sure. So it's totally different. But when someone releasing whiskey with your name on it, wow, that's very nice.
Wow, yeah, that's super nice. I just regret I could never do it when I had a brewery. But I'm really, really interested how the whiskey tastes. Do you by any chance have this whiskey here with you?
Unfortunately, no, but there is other good news. We have some, we call it beer shine from the nameplate.
Like a beer brand?
No, it's a beer shine, it's like a moonshine, which was distilled from our beer. So if you go to our booth and you would ask for it under the table, so maybe you can get some.
Yeah, so nobody knows and nobody heard it, but there is beer moonshine on Genys if you enjoy it.
I never told you that.
Nobody knows it. I'm going there after this interview. All right, I think it's time for a second person to ask some question from the public.
Let's do it.
All right, so who's going to be the brave one to ask a question to Genys? All right.
Which beer style do you like most? Like, I know that in your offer is so many beer style, but what do you like the most?
It's a very good question, and it's not easy to answer. And here we go. The prize goes to this
And the prize
lady.
goes to you. Woo. You have a souvenir from Genys forever.
Yeah, so talking about beer styles, it's very, very hard to answer. But at the moment, I'm really into dark beers. I'm having a Pinta collaboration at the moment with Cloudwater. And to be honest, when you reduce volume of the beers, because you can't be drinking beers for all your life like so much. So sometimes, you just have few randomly. So it's something dark, mainly porters or stouts. That's what I prefer personally at the moment. But also I like peated stuff, which could be combined or not. Because, as I mentioned, I was in a whiskey business. So Lafroig, Ardbeg, Lagavulin is my favorite distilleries. So I really like peated stuff. So
That's, we speak the same language.
I see now. Arthur told you.
Yeah, exactly. Great. So, in fact, I would really love to ask you this question, because right before this conversation, I had a presentation here about American Stout and Black IPA. So my question is, do you like Black IPAs and American Stouts? And if so, which one do you prefer and why?
My first answer would be I love America. I have a lot of common in that, and when we started a brewery, it was a funny story behind our best-selling beer. I know it doesn't sound like exclusively original now, but our best-selling beer is American Pale Ale, and it's called Californicatia, which is Californication. And the reason why we did it, because Jonas was joking about it, our brewer. He was saying always, what you spend like at least 5-7 times of your life in America. That's true. I was studying down there and doing internships and so on. So it was like back in the day, and also try to revisit.
In California, or?
It was in California. It was in San Francisco Bay Area. So that's why I still can talk a little bit American.
All right. Great, thank you.
So getting back to Black IPA, I really love it. It's very good style, and we never brewed it. And probably that's the next beer what we're gonna brew.
Great. Listen, guys, unfortunately, slowly, we have to finish it off. But I think we still have time for one more question from the audience. So I'm going with my magic microphone. and let's see who is gonna get a nice souvenir from Genys Brewing. Who has a question?
So you have mentioned that you switched from the whiskey business to the beer business. I wonder why you decided to change.
Because I was stupid.
So
No.
you regret it?
No, seriously, no. It's really okay. The story goes like that. To be very honest, and it's a very good question. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. You will get a prize for it.
Yes, absolutely. So I always wanted to be in a production. And when I get to know whiskey business better, we did some private bottlings with my company as well, and we used to run a whiskey bars, which one is still functioning in Vilna. So it's called King and Mouse. So if you get any chance being down there, you must visit. So I used to own that part of that bar as well. So we really wanted to be like in a production, and I understood one thing, but we absolutely late for the possibility to produce something, because whiskey trade is like a very close cycle, and you can't get into it very easy. Like beer is just, you brew something in 1 month, probably it's ready, maybe 2 months, or okay, barrel age is like maybe up to 1 year. In a whiskey business, it's a very long run. And if like opening a distillery, you have to have enormous funds to run it, if that would be a like local one. And if you want to trade in a Scotland or Irish whiskey and so on, you have to be very well connected, like royal family thing. So it's not possible for us to join it. After that, actually I had a small topic about Caribbean rum. I really wanted to do it. I still have few brands registered, and I never gave it up. But I'm telling you all the secrets now. This beer works.
Okay.
I hope I answered the question. So it mainly is about a production. We really wanted to do something what we like, and for whiskey it wasn't possible.
Okay. Thank you, Lauris. Thank you, Lauris, very much. Thank you, everyone, for participation.
Thank you so much, guys.
Genys Brewing is right there, so you can go there and try these amazing beers. I'm just going to say that this first one was Grodziskie, but this one is a Baltic Pale Ale with hemp seeds and linden flowers. It's really good, so it's also recommended by me. It has the Beer, Bacon and Liberty seal of approval, so that's really great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Artur.
Thank you.
Nie działa? O, działa. Dzięki.